All right, here we go. We got the Tempus UAS Tandem Heli. Here's all the components as soon as you take it out of the box, and we'll show you how you prep it for flight here. So the blades are all folded up for transport, and you just unfold the blades. As we unfold the blades, we're checking for tension on each of the bolts. We're doing a check on all of the blades, making sure that there's no damage to any of the blades. So we'll go through each one of them here, do a visual inspection, we'll feel the edges, make sure it's good. We're looking at the blades, making sure that they're sequenced properly, making sure we're not going to have any interference in flight. And as we come through, we'll start to go through each head. So we'll check all of our ball links, make sure these are secure. We're looking at the head, we're looking at all of the bolts here. Make sure we have both the bolts, Jesus bolts in the head. And as we go through, we're coming through looking for our wiring and our flight controller, making sure the ball dampers are installed. And we've got proper vibration isolation on the electronics. So come through, we're checking belt tensions, checking gear meshes. Everything is free and correct. Looking for plumbing, make sure we have all of the fuel tubing with all of the locks on the tubing to keep that secure. Come around, look for our NIST payload, looking to make sure our bolts are secure. It's good and firm. Coming through again on the other head, checking all of the ball links, looking to make sure the head bolts are all there, tension on the belt. Again, looking for any kind of loose wires, making sure our head is all free and correct. All right, once we've got that, we will, and you want to hold this for a second? We'll get it powered up. So to get it prepared for flight, first thing we do is just plug in the battery here. Then we power on our secondary ignition kill system. Power on the main transmitter for video. And we're using a secondary command and control transmitter just for test flying here. Get that powered on. Once that's powered on, we're going to do a check and make sure our controls are free and correct. And the swash plates down. There we go. If you want to come around here, we'll test the ignition system. So this is on. It might be hard to see in the light here, but this is glowing red when this is down. If I undepress that, that kills the ignition. So pressing that, it glows red. And then if I press my independent kill here, it turns it off, on, and you can hear the relay going. So this is our independent kill, and this is actually coming out to this relay and then killing the ignition on the engine when we press that. So our ignition kill is working. And finally we come over, we check our gimbal. You can see it's leveled, and then we'll get the GoPro turned on so we can get the video going. Okay. And that goes HDMI out to our air unit, which comes out to our transmitter.
Connected to vehicle.
And this is connecting over Mavlink. So it's grabbing all the flight controller information now. is up and running. And it might be hard to see, but this gives us our number of satellites, our current, and there's all of our information on that. And finally, for the RTK GPS, this transmits over 900 megahertz LoRa, and this gets turned on. And that concludes pre-flight. So just to show, this is without fuel. We haven't fueled up yet. So we've got our scale, we'll weigh the whole thing. You want to come here, show that the scale has been zeroed out. Alright, we've got a board on top so it matches our skids. Here's the complete system, including the NIST payload. We're at 40 pounds exactly, so our copter is at 30 pounds, dead on, ready to fly without fuel. Now we'll go ahead and run about 3/4 of a gallon of fuel today. And all that's required to fuel it is to pull this T-fitting off here, plug in our pump, and let it fill. Now go ahead and stop it. Okay, so we've got it all filled up with gas. So you can see we've got half a gallon here, half a gallon in the tank over here. It's right about 1 gallon total. And we'll go ahead, this is ready to fly. We'll weigh it again. Reset the scale. There's 0. You saw it was at 40 pounds, including the payload before. So we've added just 44.8, so we've got a little less than a gallon of fuel in there, a gallon being 6 pounds. So we'll take it off the scale. Complete for a flight here. So we have an independent person, our visual observer, who will operate the kill system. We can see based on the lights up here, it's flashing green, indicating that the flight controller is ready and has a GPS lock. So then we will arm it. We'll hear a beep. Again, it's gone to solid green. We'll check our controls are free and correct on both swash plates, as well as our throttle. The throttle looks good. So we'll go ahead and hit the primer bulb a couple times. Get some fuel moving into the line. We'll hit our ignition on. You can see it glowing red. It might be tough in the video to see, but it is in fact glowing red. And go ahead and start our engine. Go ahead and test the ignition kill. So that killed the engine. Then we'll test the manual kill here. We'll start it again. And there we go. Killed it there. And that completes pre-flight. We'll take it out to the field and get it ready to fly.